Good morning, everyone. My name is Amit Kumar Singh, and welcome to the next session. Probably this is our third session on sequencing problem. So, in the last class, I started discussing about a three machine problem in sequencing problems. So, when we solve the problems on sequencing, so probably the questions can be either of two machine problem. The question can be three machine problem. So we started discussing about three machine problem in the previous class. So I'm continuing my discussion on the three machine problem. So last class we have done problem. We have started discussing about a three machine problem. So when we talk about a three machine problem, in the case of three machine problem, probably the three machines would be given like n jobs need to perform on the three machine, and whenever we are trying to perform n jobs in the on the three machine, there would be two machines which will be in extreme. Suppose the machine at the extreme, suppose your machines at your extreme, suppose your machines at your extreme are suppose machine A and machine B, doesn't matter, you can write any machine anywhere. So probably the two machine will be at extreme. So here suppose machine A and machine C, and the machine which in middle is machine B. So when we solve three machine problem by using the sequencing rule, the first thing what we need to do, we need to talk about job scheduling. The first thing we need to discuss about job scheduling. So when we're talking about job scheduling, if you remember what we try to do when we work on job scheduling, what we try to do, we try to convert the three machine problem into two machine problem. If you remember, we actually try to convert the three machine problem into two machine problem. We actually try to convert a three machine problem into two machine problem. But before we try to convert this three machine problem into two machine problem, the very important thing that this conversion of three machine problem to a two machine problem, that is possible only when that conversion is possible only when the minimum processing time, when the minimum processing time or working time, whatever you can say, if the minimum processing time, that is possible only when if the minimum processing time on the extreme machines, suppose the extreme machines are A and C, so the minimum processing time on machine A, that should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on machine B. That should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on machine B, or the minimum processing time, or the minimum processing time on machine C, the minimum processing time on machine C, that should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on machine B. Okay. So basically, when we are working on three machine problem, whenever you are trying to convert a three machine into two machine, whenever you are trying to convert a three machine into two machine, that is only possible if the extreme machines minimum processing time, if that is either greater than or equal to the maximum processing time of the middle machine. Either of any condition works. If either of any condition, the condition 1, suppose this is condition 1 and this is condition 2, suppose this is condition 1, this is condition 2. So if either of any condition works, if either any condition works, if either of any condition works, if either of any condition works, then only we can convert the given problem into two machine problem. Okay, so if either of any condition, only uh, two machine problem conversion is possible, then only two machine problem conversion is possible. This already I have done in last class, just a revision of what I did in the last class. Already, if anyone is watching this video for the first time, this is a third session on sequencing. So I think third only. This is the third session on sequencing problem. So in case in in case you are watching this session for the first time, then please watch the two machine problem first, and then in the previous session I started discussing on three machine problem. First you watch that, then will you come here. So it is just in kind of a brief introduction about three machine problem. So when we try to solve the three machine problem, so actually the Johnson rule, probably through Johnson rule, we cannot do the what you say scheduling of jobs based on three machine condition. In order to do the scheduling of work based on a three machine condition, we need to convert the three machine problem into two machine problem, and that conversion is only possible if either of the two condition works. Either your minimum processing time on machine A, that should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on machine B, or the minimum processing time on machine C should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on machine B. If either of any condition works, then only you can think about converting the three machine into two machine, and then deciding the job scheduling. And then once your job schedule is done, then ultimately working on to determine the total elapsed time and ideal time for machine ABC. So I hope this much is clear, and I don't think anyone had doubt on this part. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone want to ask anything? Anyone have any doubt? Anyone want to ask anything? Anyone want to ask anything? I believe I'm audible. Everyone can hear me properly. Everyone can hear me, right? You all can hear me, right? Arpita, Devika. Shruti. So any doubt? Anyone have any doubt? This basic introduction about three machine problem. Already I did this in last class. Even then, any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Okay, I hope you all clear with this. Okay, now try to solve this question. Question number 5. Everyone, please try to solve this question. Question number 5. Then we'll do the question which came in your exam question paper. So you can see this question. Question number 6. It came in July 2017, 2 years before. E-machine problem. So it came, I think, for 6 marks. Okay, 5 marks it came. So we'll do that question after this. Everyone, try to do this question number 5. Everyone, please try. Now you can see that the first condition that to do the three machine problem, you will find the minimum processing time. So if you see the minimum, if you see the minimum processing time, if you see the minimum processing time, if you see the minimum, better find this only. Hmm, So better find this only. Processing time on each machine. Okay, find the minimum hmm, and maximum. Okay, do this. So minimum processing time on machine A is 5, maximum is 9. Maximum is not required. Simply I'm finding. Okay, then the minimum possible time on machine B is 1, and the maximum processing time on machine B is 5. Okay, and then here the minimum possible time on machine C is 3, and the maximum processing time is 7. Okay, so you see, so what I told you, the condition, I told you the condition that you can convert the three machine problem into two machine problem only when then the minimum processing time on A, that should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. And the second condition I told you, that minimum processing time on C should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. So either of any condition should work. So here you can easily see that the minimum processing time on A is 5 minutes, and that is equal to the maximum processing time of B. Automatically it means that the either of any condition works. So the first condition is working here. So once once you are sure that first condition is working, now it means that now you can convert this into a two machine problem, and then you can solve it. So we can go ahead with our discussion in conversion of this problem into two machine problem, and try to get then derive the answer for the problem. Okay, let's do that. So you can convert this into two machine problem. So you can introduce a machine M, where M is equal to A plus B. M is equal to A plus B. And N, you introduce the next machine called N, where N is equal to B plus C, where N is equal to B plus C. So M is equal to A plus B. So that is 5 plus 2, 7. Then 7 plus 1, 8. And then 6 plus 4, 10. Then 9 plus 5, 14. Then 9 plus 5, 14. Then 5 plus 3, 8. Then B and C, 5. Then 8. Then 9. Then 11. And then 10. So what we did, we converted the three machine problem into two machine problem. Now let my two machines are M and N. So suppose my two machines are now M and N. So I just forget these machine A, B, C for the time being. So for the time being, I'll forget these machines. So for the time being, I forgot that machine ABC. Now I need to think everything in the term of this data M and N. Now I need to think everything in the term of N, M and N. So based on that, I'll talk about my scheduling. I'll talk about my job scheduling. So I'll talk about my job scheduling. So 5 jobs are there. So 5 jobs are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 line I have drawn. So you see the minimum value. The minimum value is 5, and that is on machine N. So means the means the job one you'll do at the end. Okay, that means job one you'll do at the end. Okay, why? Because the minimum value is on machine N. Okay, if the minimum value would be on machine M, I'll do that first. So we'll start the work with M, then we'll go to N, and then from N we come to M. Then after 5, you can see the smallest value is 8. After 5, you can see the smallest value is 8. So two 8s are given, 8 and 8 for job 2 and 8 and 10 for job 5. So you have to see 2, 8, you can see 8 and 8 and 8 and 10. So you have to understand which 8 will you give preference. So understand, like now in numerator or for machine M, whatever you can say, if I'm starting with machine M. So machine M, both job 2 and job 5, both are equivalent for them. For machine A, both are 8. But if you think in the term of machine N, the machine N always want least value. Okay, so machine N want the least value. So based on that, what you can do? So machine N, if you think in the perspective machine N toward themselves want least value. So in that context, probably then I can put the job 5 first, and then I'll put the job 5. Okay, then I can put job 2. Then I can put job 2, and then 3 and 4 is left, and you can see the 3, there's a value called 9 which is less, so we can put 3, and ultimately here we will have 4. So this would be the scheduling of work based on the clubbing of two jobs to two machines to form one machine. Clear, everyone? I think everyone is clear with this part. Fine. So first I'll do the job 5, then 2, then 4, then 3, then 1. Based on that only we can feed the data. Just let me delete all this. So I hope you are clear with this. So once we're done with the job scheduling, so the conversion of 3 machine problem to 2 machine problem was to make sure that the job scheduling should be done as per the Johnson algorithm. So once we are done with that assignment, so probably once you're done these allocations. Now what you can do, you can talk about machines, and you can talk about how you can allocate these machines. So you can talk about them. So here, let me see the space. Okay, let me do this. So machine. So the job name and then machine ABC. We can feed the data for them. So job ABC, we can feed the data. The first we'll do 52431. So 52431. This is the job one. Job name, and then I can put the data for 5. And then 2. Similarly, do for 4956. That is 956. Then 3. 3 is 645. This is 645. And then 1. 1 is 523. 1 is 523. 1 is 523. Okay, so these are the job name on machine ABC. These are the job on machine A, B, and C. Okay, now I have to do for machine ABC the in and out. So for machine ABC, I have to do the in and out. Okay, so this I'll do for A, in and out. Then I'll do for B, in and out. And then I'll do for C, in and out. And so start with 0. 0 plus 0 plus 5, 5. Then it will start with 5. Then 5 plus 3, 8. Then it will start from 8. 8 plus 7, 15. Okay, then 5. 5 plus 7, 12. Then here this will start from 12. 12 plus 1, 13. Then it will start from 15. 15 plus 7, 22. Then 12, 9 is 21. 12, 9 is 21. Then 21, 5 is 26. And 26 plus 6, 32. 26 plus 6, 32. Then here 21 plus 6, 27. then 26, T is given in book. So this 26 it end 26, but it will start from here at 27. Then 27 plus 4, 31. And then it will start from 32. 32 plus 5, 37. Then 27, 27 plus 5, 32. Then 32 plus 2, 34. And then 37 plus 3, 40. So the total elapsed time would be 40 minutes if the unit is minute. I'm not sure about what is a unit. So you can do for machine ABC their total elapsed time. Total elapsed time is the total time required to finish the work. So that would be 40 minutes. Very good. Once you are done with that part, probably I can find the ideal time on A ideal time, then B, and then C. So A nowhere, 0, then 5, then 12, 21, 27. So A 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Finally, you can write the total elapsed time. The total elapsed time is 40 minutes. The total elapsed time is 40 minutes. Okay, and the ideal time of A is equal to 40 minus 32, that is 8 minutes. Then ideal time for B, here the unit doesn't matter. You can write in any unit, minute, hour, second, whatever, depending upon what is given, what is a perspective of being asking. So here this will start with 5, this will start with 8. For machine B and C is like that. Hmm. Then B is 12 minus 8 is 4. Then 21 minus 13 is 8. And then 1. 27 minus 26, then 32 minus 31. So 12, 17, 18, 19. This is B. 19 plus 40 minus 34. 40 minus 34, that is 6. So the ideal time for B is 5 minutes. Similarly, I can do for C. C, if you notice, C first one is 8, then 0, then 26 minus 24 is 4, then 32 0, 37 0. So ideal time for C would be ideal time for C is 8 plus 4, 12. So this is what very simple problem. Anyone have any doubt? Please ask me. Okay, if you are clear with this, you can see this question. See this question. Solve this question, everyone. This came in year 2017. Question number 6, you can see in your screen. Everyone, please try to do this question. Question number 6. This came in your exam. Everyone, please solve this question number 6. So you have to think how to do this problem now. In this given condition, how we can do this problem. So that's the reason why I gave you this problem to be done. Let me again open this Excel file. Okay, so here in this problem, if I see, if I find the minimum processing time, if I find the minimum processing time of A, so the minimum processing time of A is 2, the minimum processing time of A is 2, and the minimum processing time of C is also 2, but the maximum processing time of B, the maximum processing time of B is 13. Okay, so the condition is that we can convert the three machine problem into two machine problem only when the minimum processing time on A, it should be either greater than or equal to the maximum processing time of B. Similarly, the minimum processing time on C should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. So if either of any of the condition works, then only we can convert this given problem into the two machine problem. But here that is not working. So if that is not working, means I need to change the sequence. I need to change the sequence because this is not working here. So I need to change. So how I can now, this is not working in this way. So what I'll do, I'll change the sequence. Let's try to change the sequence. I don't know which sequence will work. So let's change the sequence. So what I'll do, so let the change the sequence from A to B. So in place of A, I'll write B. In place of B, I'll write A. Okay, let's change the sequence and then try. Change the sequence and then try to solve this problem. So let's change the sequence and then write the problem. Okay, let me change the sequence. Okay, so I copied it here and I'm putting it here. So now just I copied B, I'm writing B as A. Now I'll copy A. I'm changing the sequence. Okay, and I'm writing this as B. C, I'll remain the same. Let's see if this is working. Okay, now find the data. Now the minimum processing time on A, now the minimum processing time on A is how much? 8, right? 8 or 7? 7. The minimum processing time on A is now 7. Okay. And the maximum processing time on B is what? Is 2. And the maximum processing time on B is 2. So, sorry, the maximum processing time on B. The maximum processing time on B is 7. 7 7 4 6 7 4 5 7. Okay, and then the minimum processing time on C is 2. Okay, so now you can see this. Now you can see that the now this is working. Now you can see that the minimum processing time on A, the minimum processing time on A that is greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. Maximum processing time on B. Now this is working because this is 7 and this 7 is greater than equal to 7, means this is working. Now this is the correct sequence. Now I'll solve the problem on this sequence. Is this clear, right? Everyone understood, right? Anyone have any doubt? So in case if that sequence will not work, that's why I did this problem. That's why I gave you this problem. So in case if that sequence does not work, so what you do, you need to change the sequence. You'll never convert the three. You'll never convert the three machine problem into two machine problem till the time if either of the condition does not work. So the condition is that the minimum processing time on A should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B, or the minimum processing time on C should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. If either of any condition is not working, then you will change the sequence. So I made A B and I made B A. And in case if this is not happened here, then I would have changed from B to C. Okay, and then I would have checked the answer. Then I would have checked, is this working? So definitely in some sequence it will definitely will work. Now this is the ideal sequence. So now I'll solve my problem on this sequence. Now I'll change. Now I'll solve my problem on this given sequence. Clear? Anyone have doubt? Anyone have doubt? Fine. So let me delete this. Now I'll introduce a job called M, where M is equal to A plus B, and I'll write N, where N is equal to B plus C. Okay, do the sum. Do the sum. Do the sum. So this 8 plus 4 is 12. Then 10 plus 6 is 16. Then 7 plus 7 is 14. 8 plus 4 is 12. 11 plus 5 is 16. Then 8 plus 3 is 11. 9 plus 6 is 15. And 3 plus 2 is 15. 13 plus 2 is 15. Now I'll do B plus C. That is 4 plus 5 is 9. 6 plus 6 is 12. 7 plus 2 is 9. 4 plus 3 is 7. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 15 plus 6 is 21. And 11 plus 2 is 13. Clear, everyone? So okay, so suppose this is job 1, this is job 2, this is job 3, job 4, job 5, job 6, job 7, job 8. 8 jobs are there. Okay, now do the allocation. Now think of the scheduling part. Scheduling part, 8 job scheduling part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now talk about scheduling part. Scheduling part, you can see the scheduling part, the smallest value. You can see the smallest value I can see 7. Scheduling part, the smallest value 7, and 7 is on job 4. 7 is on job 4, that is of N. So this is job 4. So the smallest one is 7. So I've done this. I've done this. Now you can see 9. The another one, smaller one is 9. The other one, the smaller one is 9. 9 is of 1. And you can see 3 and you can see 5. You can see this 1. You can see 1. You can see 3. You can see 5. All are having the value called 9. And all are related to N. So for N, all are 999. So doesn't matter for N, whichever comes. But for M, what is important for N? For M, what will come for the N? For M, what will come? So for M, what will come? For M, that will come, which is smaller one. So out of these, again, you can see the smaller one. The smaller one is 12, no? So the first one. So that was 12 and the bigger one is 16. That will come here. That will come here. So this is 5. Job 5 will come. Job 5 will come. Then job 3 will come. And then job 1 will come. Because if you see for M, what the M will want? M will want the smaller one value. No, M will want smaller one. So then 12. So the 12, then 14, and then 16. I've done with this. Now, what is the lesser value after that? You can see 12. Again 12. 12 for job 2 and job 11. No, I have done 9. Okay, after 9, the smaller one is 11. After 9, the smaller one is 11, and 11 is of job 6, and that is of machine M. So I'll put it here. Job 6. This part is done. Then the smaller one is 12, and that is for job 2, and that is for job 2. So that is for job 2. Job N, because that is for N. Okay, so this also done. 2 is also done. Okay, now left is 7 and 8. See the now 7 and 8. Again, there's a tie between for there's a 7 and 8. Again, there's a tie of value 15, 15. 15, 15. Now for M doesn't matter which M will come, but for N, N will always want the smaller value. So which value will come here? This will be 8, because N will prefer the smaller value this side, and this would be 7. So this would be the scheduling of work. 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. Done, everyone? Let me unhide now. So this would be the sequence of the work. 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So let me copy this. I paste it somewhere. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Copy it here and paste it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, but I know the sequence. So the sequence wise, if you see, the sequence wise, then what is the sequence? Sequence wise, if you see the sequence wise, this is the sequence. Write it somewhere. The sequence 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. Write the sequence somewhere. 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. This is the sequence. So now I'll arrange in that sequence only. So 6, 7, 8, I'll copy and paste. So 6, 7, 8. Okay, they are same line. So let's copy them together. 6, 7, 8. So 6, 7, 8. Then 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. 2, 1, 3. 213, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 5, 4. This is a sequence 5, 4. Now delete this. So this would be the sequence. So this is my sequence. For this sequence only, I have converted the 3-machine problem into 2-machine problem. All the hard work I have done for this sequence only. This is the reason why I did so much hard work, just to get the sequence. So in what sequence should I do my work so that I can reduce my total elapsed time? So in order to convert the 3-machine problem into 2-machine problem, it was very important that either of any condition should work. What was the condition? That the minimum processing time on A should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B, or the minimum processing time on C should be greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. So if either of that condition work, then only we'll go with that. Otherwise, what we do, we change the sequence of A and B first. And if that does not work, then we'll change the sequence of B and C. But somehow we have to make sure the condition work. And then we converted the 3-machine problem into 2-machine problem. Once we converted the 3-machine problem into 2-machine problem, then we got the sequence. Once we got the sequence, based on them only we'll do the work. So this is machine A. This is machine A in and out. This is machine A in and out. This is machine B. This is machine B in and out. This is machine C. This is machine C in and out. This is machine C in and out. Draw the proper line. Draw the proper line. And you can start doing the work. 0. Then this is 8. Should be 8. It will start with 8. 8 plus 3, 11. It will start with 11. 11 plus 9, 20. Okay, then it will start with 8. 8 plus 9. 8 plus 9, 17. Then it will start with 17. Then 17 plus 6, 23. It will start with 17. 17 plus 6, 23. Then it will start with 23. 23 plus 15, 38. No? 23 plus 15, 38. Then it will start with 17. 17 plus 13, 30. Then it will start with 30. 30 plus 2, 32. It will start with 38. 38 plus 11, 49. Then 30. 30 plus 10, 40. That will start with 40. 40 plus 6. 40 plus 6. Where it went? 40 plus 6. 40 plus 6. 46. Okay. 49. 49 plus 6. 49 plus 6, 55. Okay. Then 40. 40 plus 8. 48. So start with 48. 48 plus 4, 52. Then 55. 55 plus 5, 60. Then 48. 48 plus 7. 48 plus 7 is how much? 55. Then 55. 55 plus 7. 55 plus 7, 62. Then 62. 62 plus 2, 64. Then 55. 55 plus 11, 66. Then 66. 66 plus 5, 71. Then 71. 71. 71 plus 4, 75. Then 66 plus 8. 66 plus 8. 66 plus 8, 74. Then 74. 74 plus 4, 78. Then 78 plus 3, 81. So the total elapsed time is 81 minute, hour, whatever the unit is given to you. This is 0, 8, then 8, 11, then 11, 20, then 8 plus 9, 17, 17 plus 6, 23, then 23 plus 15, 38, then 17, 17 plus 13, 30, then 30, 30 plus 2, 32, then 38, then 38, 38 plus 11, 49, then 30, 30 plus 10, 40, then 40, 40 plus 6, 46, then 49, 49 plus 6, 55, then 40, 40 plus 8, 48, then 48 plus 4, 40, 52, then 55, 55 plus 5, 60, okay, then 48 plus 7, 48 plus 7, 55, then 55 plus 7, 62, then 62 plus 2, 64, then 55 plus 7, 66, 66 plus 5, 71, then 71 plus 4, 75, then 66 plus 8, 74, then 74 plus 4, 78, then 78 plus 3, 81, correct. So the total elapsed time is 81. And what is the ideal time? So the ideal time on A is 0, then and then 8, then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, everywhere 0 only. Ideal time on A is 0, 0. Now you can find the ideal time on A. So the elapsed time is 81, whatever the minute, hour, whatever is there. Then ideal time on A would be equal to 81 minus 74. This is the ideal time on A. So ideal time on A is equal to 81 minus 74. This is 7 minute. If unit of time is minute. Okay. Then you can find the ideal time on B. Ideal time on B. This is this. Ideal time on B is 8. It will start with 8. Then ideal time on B is 8. Then 17 minus 11. 17 minus 11 is 6. Okay, 17 minus 11 is 6 now. Then 30 minus 23 is 7. Then 40 minus 32 is 8. Then 48 minus 46 is 2. Then 55 minus 52 is 3. Then 66 minus 62 is 4. And then 74 minus 71 is 3. So you do the sum of this. The sum of that is 8 plus 6, 14, 14 plus 7, 21, 21 plus 8, 29, 29 plus 2, 31, 31 plus 3, 34, 34 plus 4, 34 plus 4, 38, 38 plus 3, 38 plus 3, 41. So the B ideal time is 41 plus 81 minus 78. 81 minus 78. 81 minus 78 is 81 minus 78. That is 41 plus 3, 44 minutes. Similarly, you can find the ideal time for C. The ideal time for C, if you want to find, it will start with 11, then 3, 23 minus 20, then 0, then 0, then 0, then 2, 62 minus 2, 62 minus 60, then 71, 62 minus 60, then 71 minus 64 means 7, then 78 minus 75 means 3. Do the sum. So 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 2, 16, 16 plus 10, 26. 26 minutes. So this is your question. Anyone have any doubt, please ask me. Anyone have any doubt, please ask me. Guys, anyone have any doubt, please ask me. I believe Shruti would have sent me the attendance. Anyone, any doubt? Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Any point you did not understand, please ask me. And steps and all, everyone understood, right? What are the steps we need to do? So you can see this problem. So in this problem, the minimum processing time on A is not greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. Similarly, the minimum processing time on C was not greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. So what we did, we shuffled the place between A and B. We shuffle the place between A and B. Now in place of A, I wrote B, and in place of B, I wrote A. Okay, and then again, I use the same formula. And now in that case, now I'm getting that the minimum processing time now on A is greater than or equal to the maximum processing time on B. Once I got that, then I don't have to do any work. I just need to make the three machine problem into two machine problem by applying the Johnson algorithm. So once we converted the three machine problem into two machine problem, then based on the data, we do the sequencing, and based on the sequencing, based upon the sequencing, we try to allocate the work on the three machines. Those were A, B, and C. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? Can we wind up the class then? Clear, everyone? Everyone is hearing me, right? Everyone can listen to me, right? Guys, anyone have any doubt? Please reply. Okay, fine. So same thing, nothing you have to do. You, because in this problem that was not working. So we just change the place. In place of A, I wrote B. In place of B, I wrote A. And the same way what I taught you, you just need to apply the same way. So I hope you understood whatever I have done for today class. So it's time to wind up the class. Okay, so if you have any doubt, any movement of time, you're most welcome to ask that. I probably prefer to ask in class. Okay, so I can see your doubts through chat box. So please come up with your doubts more and more in the class. Okay, fine. So it's time to wind up the class. So thank you everyone. Bye.